simple. He don't like you. He don't call you. He don't like you. He don't keep his word. He don't like you. He's inconsistent. He has someone else. He only calls you when he wants something. He's using you. He starts random arguments. He's cheating on you. He's not investing in you. You're not worth the investment. Never met his family. You're not the one. Been with your guy 5+ years. No ring. No marriage. He's still searching. You're a placeholder. Men are not complicated. They're very easy to know. Men don't talk with their words. They talk with their actions.
Dang, I ain't gonna lie, but fellas, this girl just exposed the whole game right now. On a serious note though, I firmly believe that, some of the things she mentioned, it's not 100% across the board, but she was dropping a lot of facts. A lot of it is true. And women, if y'all were to actually follow this advice, you would be avoiding a lot of BS. Here's something that we really need to take in consideration, right? A lot of women, they always complain about men. Men ain't shit. Men ain't, you name it. You name it. And the thing is, if they were to actually follow this type of advice, do you know the red flags are so glaring? It's so in your face. You literally have to be a fool to ignore it. You literally have to be a fool to ignore it. But yet women will, they will see these signs, be with a man, as the woman mentioned, for 5 years, still not get married, and somehow get mad as if, their time been wasted and they don't know why they not getting. Y'all avoiding the red flags. Y'all really are. Women, y'all need to really wisen up. You see, this is the reason why on this channel, I try my best to be objective as possible, right? I don't believe in this whole woman bashing, and I'm not in the other extreme either. I don't believe in bashing men, right? I try to bring a proper balance because the Bible actually says that God hates a false balance. That's what the Bible says. So I try to be equal across the board. But real talk, some of y'all women, y'all need to really wisen up. Because there's a lot of dudes out there that would literally waste your time. That's all it is. They really out here wasting your time. And I need to throw this in there, right? Because this is what really makes it bad. Despite all these red flags, a lot of y'all women, y'all know it, a lot of y'all women will still give them the box. Y'all will still give up the punani. And then y'all have a nerve to say there ain't no good men out there. No. You just got finessed by a pookie. That's all it was. You got finessed by a pookie. And another thing too, rather than constantly blame shifting, it ain't no good men out there, y'all really need to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and ask yourselves this question, right? Sincerely, are you doing the introspective work? Are you doing the self-improvement so that you can actually get a man? You see, these are the kind of hard discussions that need to be had. But this mindset is actually for both men and women. I see it happen too many times. After a bad breakup, you have the nerve to always blame your ex. But did you do the self-improvement? And that's not to say that sometimes there are bad exes out there, right? Sometimes there are just shitty people out there. I gotta call a spade, right? But you chose them. And see, and that's what hurts. That's the painful truth. You chose that individual. The Bible actually says that a portion of a wicked man is a wicked woman. So when you get saddled up with somebody that you claim is shit, have you ever asked yourself, maybe it's because you ain't shit? Nah, nigga, I don't want to hear that. You see, I become the enemy because I actually tell you guys something like that. No, but it's the truth. It's the truth. A lot of times you guys got saddled up with somebody who wasn't shit because you just ain't shit. You may not want to hear it, but that doesn't make it any less true. So I actually do feel sorry for these women who waste their time, their youth, on guys who just keep finessing them. It's true. A man is not investing in you What makes you think that this dude is interested? What makes you think that? You haven't met the man's family. What makes you think this guy is taking you seriously? And again, you keep giving up the box. This is crazy. And this is what it is too, right? A lot of you women, right? I gotta call it as it is. You could call it a double standard all you want, but that doesn't make it, you naming something, right? Oh, it's a double standard. Doesn't change the fact that you just been used and abused. It doesn't. So all in the name of female empowerment, you give up the box and now somehow you empowered. And then you don't realize, again, the harsh reality is that every time you give up the box, a woman a woman, you're not going to be attractive to the guy that you actually would want in the future. You don't. It's a double standard. You could call it whatever the hell it is, but it's just the reality. It's just the reality. Men sleep around and they don't get harshly judged by women for their, quote unquote body count. It's just a reality. So because in the name of you trying to fight that double standard, you're gonna just give up you go ahead and do that and see how successful you become. You keep doing that. You keep playing that game. Because you've been got. You've been got by society. You've been got by all this feminism and all the woman empowerment that you're just not using common sense. I always used to say this all the time, but like, if you go watch the show Maury, right? Have you ever seen a man try to test a bunch of baby mamas? The answer is no. The answer is no. Why? Because a man can have sex with multiple women and everybody would know who's the child, who's the parents of the child. Everybody would know. But if a woman does the same thing, and I'm talking about especially in a time when there wasn't no DNA testing, there wasn't all this modern science that can help women become even more lewd and, just fulfill their nasty lust. I'm talking about back in the day when there wasn't all the DNA testing. If a woman sleeps with multiple men, how would she know who's the father? You see, this is the reason why it's an abomination according to the Bible. Again, I gotta say this stuff because I'm not gonna mince my words. I'm not gonna mince my words. I'm not gonna mince my words. I'm not gonna somehow feel bad or try to beat around the bush to preserve feelings. No, I love you enough to tell you the truth. Woman, y'all, I hope y'all really listened to what that woman was laying out. I really hope you guys paid attention to what that woman was laying out. Matter of fact, here's another video that explains this just as well.
Okay, it's time that we have a come to Jesus meeting, because we got to talk about why it is that y'all will not stop having babies with pookies and then looking for your husband later. Like Krishan Rock made a post saying that the next dude she deal with is going to be her husband. Why was that not the first dude you was looking for?
Right.
Why would you have a baby by a pookie like Blueface and then talking about you, Gary, go find your husband now? What is wrong? Like, they have to do some kind of study on a lot of y'all, because it's just no way that you could be this backwards. It's just no way that you out here picking so poorly and then trying to come back after picking poorly and making a permanent decision with a pookie and then talking about you trying to find a husband. But that's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all, right? And the dudes are obvious pookies. These ain't dudes who maybe you didn't know he was. No, you obviously knew he was. These be dudes who pants be sagging, tattoos all over their face, can barely speak English, and you want us to believe that at some point you thought that they was going to be a good man or a good father to somebody. No, they never was. He hang on the block all day. He was never going to be no good husband or a good father to no child, right? But you're slow. Right? And now you somewhere want somebody to come behind this loser and take care of you and his baby. Like, it has to stop. The games have to stop. Because at this point, it's getting ridiculous. The fact that y'all are so comfortable having babies by bums and then talking about all of these requirements that you now all of a sudden have that you didn't have when you should have had them. Right? Before you gave birth to some loser's baby is when you should have had the highest requirements that you have. But you waited until you're less of a catch to have these high standards. right? Am I saying that women with kids are not desirable? They get married every day, B, right? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you're absolutely putting a hurdle in your way to make it more difficult, right? If a man had to choose a woman with no kids or a woman with kids, he gonna go with the woman with no kids if they look exactly the same, right?
True.
But this whole getting pregnant by random pookie loser men and then talking about now you ready to up your standards and look for a husband, be for real.
Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that YouTube stuff. And with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is king, y'all.